subscribe. Tariq Radio. Watch and subscribe.
Let's get Sleep Zone guy, Raging Rego.
What's up, my man? So
How
you're in
you?
California like me, and I hear
Yes.
you, and I've been on your stage before. Thank you for letting me say a couple things. The West was never a slave territory. We do not owe reparations for
Yes, you
any
do.
black. Hold on, for any
Yes, you
black
do.
Americans this way.
Yes, you do.
Chinese built the roads. They
If you
we
don't
brought them
stop,
from China. Hold on,
if you
hold
don't
on.
stop,
I
okay,
I, I hear you, and
okay,
we love.
okay, hold on. You better slow your lies down. That's what you're gonna do. You're not just gonna get up here because sound like you
Okay,
know your
okay,
lines.
but
Slow
but
them
but you
down.
do know that the Chinese railroads, the Chinese.
Slow your lies down. Slow your lies down, sir. All right, slow your lies. You now go ahead. Let's slow down. Just go ahead.
Okay, so California, Washington, Oregon. Okay, we're talking Arizona, even parts of Utah. The West was Spanish, then Mexican, then American. Okay, the people that came to the West Coast to build the West Coast don't owe reparations for two facts. The West was built by Chinese labor,
That's a
Filipino
lie.
trained. No, that's not a lie. These
That's
are
a bald
historical
faced lie.
facts. I could sit there and show you the draining of the swamps in California to make it fertile land. I could
Sir,
show you
that's
the
a
Chinese
lie.
coming. I could show you the black tide, where the Chinese were here before all of them. All of
No, they
them.
weren't. No, they
Yes,
weren't.
they were.
What year did the Chinese get here? What year?
The Chinese were here way before the Spanish. They rode the black
No,
tide.
they
All
weren't. No, they weren't. What are you talking about? No, they weren't. What Chinese people were here before the Spanish? What are you
let me
talking
just
about?
tell you that these
Oh,
are
dude, what Chinese people were here before Spanish? Come on, you're not going to lie now. You're not just going to say stuff. What Chinese people were here before the
okay.
Spanish?
So we could sit here and you could keep muting me, or you could learn about history.
Okay,
I
then
hold a
teach
degree in
me.
history,
Oh,
and
really?
I know that you have your saying. The Chinese rode the black tide all the way here. There are annotated indexes in historical facts showing Chinese reaching the West Coast all the way down into San Francisco and a little bit further, of them coming here and landing. If you do
When?
not believe me,
When?
we could. Hey,
When?
listen to me. I could
When?
send you. I could send you annotated.
Man, dude, stop. What you're gonna do?
No, what you're gonna do
No,
is
no, no, no,
accept that.
sir, no, no. You're not at Taco Bell. You're not just gonna yell out your order. If you say something, you better cite a year. Just don't say stuff and not cite nothing. You're just talking and babbling. You're not going to do that. Name a year. What year did these Chinese people come here? What
It's
year?
been annotated down to the 900s, okay, AD, that they were
Sir,
on the West Coast. There are ancient bones, stuff like tools that were found that were not native.
sir, there were black people here around that time. You had the Folsom people, you had the
There
Ohlone
was no
Indians.
black people
Yes, there
here.
were,
No, there were
sir.
not.
It was. It's very well documented, sir.
This
California
was
was,
Aslan before.
dude, no, there were black people on this land.
No, there
In fact,
weren't.
California is named after a mythological black woman, Queen Califia, sir.
No, California is a Spanish word invented by the
No, it's
Span.
no, sir. It comes from Khalifa. That's an Islamic word because
Absolutely incorrect.
the Moors were in Spain. It's named after Queen Califia, sir, because
Yeah,
the Spanish knew the Moors were traveling over here and they would write fables about it. And they talked about an island over in the new land that was full of black women, and the queen was Queen Califia. This is very well documented, sir. What the
okay.
hell are you talking about? You just hold. Let me get my brother Professor Allen in here. Professor Allen, we got a real professor in here, sir.
So if you're saying Califas,
Raging,
right? So how did
raging.
the
You
Spanish
well,
reach the
hold
West
on one
Coast?
second, sir. One
How
second.
did the Spanish
So,
reach the
so,
West
sir,
Coast
sir,
before anybody else?
sir. With all due respect, I don't hear you citing anybody. You just coming off your off top of your head, and it sounds like you done had a little bit to drink. So what I'm gonna say is, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, page 144, Black Labor, White Wealth, buy it and read it. The major purpose for building the railroad system across America was to move the slave-produced goods to the domestic markets and seaports for shipment to foreign markets. It was built by us for the freight that we produced. Dr. Claude Anderson says a series of sales of slave produced cotton, tobacco, rice, and indigo had built the Southern economy and sustained the Northern businesses upon the American domestic and foreign trade were based. Sir, we built the railroads and we built the products which built this fucking country.
Absolutely not. You had no technology for
According to who?
dynamite.
According to who?
According to dynamite technology, which only the
What
Chinese
page?
had,
What
and
page?
if the Spanish
What page,
invaded the
sir?
West
Can you
first,
read, sir?
What
What
no,
about
can
page?
you
dynamite?
read?
Okay, they built railroads on the East Coast, and that was foundational Black Americans too. So
No,
what
that I'm not
dynamite?
going to deny.
I
That
said
I'm
what
not going to
dynamite? So what you
deny.
talking about? Some dynamite? What you talking about?
So the Chinese were the ones that invented gunpowder and the use of dynamite to bring
What
to
is
the
that? What
West
does that
Coast.
have to do with the
If the
What
railroad,
that
Spanish
got to
sir?
do with
arrived
what
on
you
the
talking
West
about?
Coast, they arrived on the West Coast through Marco Polo and the
Sir,
black
sir,
tide.
you
If you
just
look
talk.
at
You just
historical facts,
talking.
no, it's
You
not.
just talking. That don't have
Oh,
nothing
I'm
to do
just
with the
talking?
railroads.
Come on, man. I could sit in your class and burn you.
Marco Polo had nothing to do with the railroads, sir. I'm talking
No,
about
what I'm saying is we have somebody arguing that it was named after Khalifa and the Moor invasion of Spain.
hold
Okay,
on,
well
sir.
the
Sir,
Spanish
let's
came
slow it
through
down. Let's
China.
slow it down. Let's go back to the issue at hand because you getting off topic. You getting confused. You confusing yourself. We're talking about the railroads. The issue was who created the railroads. I just proved to you, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, that black people produced the railroads, and I also had added that we produced the railroads in this country for freight. That means products we made in this country to build this country. So the railroads are not only about us, they were produced by us and they move goods that we produce. I put it on Dr. Claude Anderson, page 144, Black Labor White Wealth. So I'm waiting for you to tell me where you got your information from.
Okay, so what
Or
I
did you
was
just make it
arguing
up?
was no, no. What I was arguing is the Chinese were the ones that were able to use dynamite to blow the hole through the mountains because there are granite in order for the railroad to come through. No, so the railroad was not only built by
You
black
said
Americans, they
gunpowder.
was all
Are you
gunpowder and
aware?
Chinese
Are
built
you
the
aware that
West.
gunpowder and dynamite are two different things? Dynamite is not gunpowder, sir. Pick up a book and read it, and then call Tariq back.
Yes, indeed. Wandi, let's get Sister Wandi in here.
Hey,
Wandi,
hi Tariq. Hi, Professor.
Hey, Wani.
Yeah, the Chinese were paid laborers and they only built less than 700 miles of track, and they had other people building it with them. So their building of the railroad is very insignificant. Thank you.
But do
I'm
you
gonna.
do agree that without the dynamite and the gunpowder from the Chinese, it
I
would
don't
not have
agree with
been,
anything you
it would
say.
not
It
have
sounds
happened.
like you're just screaming
And
and you have a loud mic.
and gunpowder does not have enough magnitude to blow granite. So gunpowder was not used on a mountain, sir. Gunpowder is used in fireworks. So I suggest you go buy some
Are
fireworks
you
and go
seriously
somewhere
telling
and
me that?
play.
Oh my God.
Dynamite and gunpowder are two different things.
We have
Look,
everything to do with the
look,
railroads.
look. The railroads were not
We
built by
invented
the
things.
railroads were not built by Black Americans in the
Yes,
West. It is
we
historically
created things
documented.
to
I do
make
believe
that.
some of the stuff you
Oh my
guys
God!
say, but it is not
Have you heard of the
contextual
real
to
McCoy?
only Black Americans.
Have you heard of the real McCoy inventions?
Hello.
Not only were we owned by the railroad, not only did we build most of the railroad, not only did the Chinese get paid to build a tiny portion, but we invented things to make the railroad go. I mean, you're not going to compare
Name an
Chinese
invention
people,
you made the railroad go.
the real McCoy inventions.
Yeah, Elijah McCoy invented the
What are you
system.
talking about?
Yep. Yeah.
What was the system? What was it?
Look it up.
Steam
Look it up,
engine?
None of
sir.
your damn business.
Okay.
Go on somewhere. The Chinese people didn't invent 50,000 patents here either.
Facts.
They have nothing to do with it. They
The
just fly.
Chinese were the
They
reason that
didn't
we got the
invent
railroads to
nothing.
the West.
No,
I don't
no, no,
understand how you
no,
guys
no,
could
no.
argue that.
We did go look it up. Less than 700 miles is not building a full train track in the West. And they had help. What are you talking about? They
So
didn't
we
do
had help.
anything.
So it was
They
not
didn't do
only just black
anything.
Americans.
So, but sir, what we're saying, we built the railroad
No,
system.
what I just uncovered
Slow
is it was
down.
not just black
Yeah,
Americans.
it
There
was
was different
primarily,
people.
dude. We built the railroad systems in this country. Just because the Chinese came and they were paid to build a couple of extra tracks, you're not going to pop your collar to them. And not only what they're saying, not only were we building the railroad system itself, we were building inventions for the railway systems to run smoothly. The railway telegraph system and the brake system in railroad system. That was Granville T. Woods. That was another foundational Black American. So we were architects in designing certain things for the railroad system. So that's what we're saying. So you talking about a couple of little day laborers who built less than 700 miles of track, that's not going to cut it, buddy. You're not talking to amateurs here, sir. That makes, let me get Brother McCall in here. Brother McCall, hop on in.
Great Minister of Code. How art thou?
I'm so good, brother. How are you?
Excellent. Living the dream and winning. Hey, Wani, Professor, Mr. Is it Ragu? Oh, Rage. Mr. Rage, how are you?
Mr.
Hmm?
Rage? Mr. Rage, you here?
Unmute
I'm
your
sorry,
mic,
my
sir.
son was talking to me. Give me 1 second. Go ahead. Now I'm listening.
We didn't come up here to
Okay,
wait for you.
Uh,
thank you.
Go ahead, Brother McCall.
Mr. Rage, just to be clear, you're implying that these people who you call the Chinese were the first to navigate the planet. Would that be correct, sir?
The
Hmm?
West. The West.
Okay,
The
who
West. So
navigated?
so you do
Okay,
know about the black tide. Am I correct or not?
okay, I do. You do know that the people who you call the Mongoloid initially were
Well,
woolly
I
hairs.
don't call them mongoloid.
Listen to me.
Today I just call them
Listen
people
to
from
me.
China.
Listen to me. I'm telling you what they're called, not what you call them. They were a people called the Kashango. Are you familiar with those people? Huh?
Slightly.
Okay, tell me what you slightly know, sir, Mr. Historian. Hmm? Go. Hurry up. No, don't Google. Don't
I'm
chat GPT. Go.
I'm Googling the
No, no,
Kashenko. I
no, no,
only
no.
know that
Go.
they
You
came
don't
here.
know. You
I
don't
don't know
know.
that much. I
You
just
don't.
told you
Well,
very
just say you
slightly.
don't know. Don't
Okay,
listen.
so
Listen,
go ahead and tell
listen
me
to me.
what you
Listen to
think.
me. Listen to me.
Go ahead
Don't
and
play.
tell me what you
Don't play
think
with
you
me.
know.
Don't play with me. Okay?
Tell
Don't.
me what you think you know.
I told you that the original woolly-haired, wide-nosed people who are called today, who are called the Mongoloid, they were called Kashango and Kushana, and that was their first civilization. Those were the people who were populating the planet. And guess when they were populating the planet, sir?
No, go ahead and tell me. I'm waiting for you.
Okay. I'm going to teach you around 13,000 before Common Era. And you know what that means? It means that for 3.5 million years, the people who are indigenous to the landmass you call North America were already there.
That's a lie because ancient bones have been found that there was a race here prior to the
Where?
Asian people
Where?
coming here. Hold on.
Where?
You are,
Where?
wait, in Peru.
Where?
In Peru. Okay, you're
Okay, so
saying 13,000 people.
okay,
You are absolutely wrong. You're going back
listen
to
to
the
me.
land bridge.
Listen
And
to
the,
me.
listen,
Listen to
do
me.
you know what the
And
Pangea continental drift theory is? Do you know what that is?
sir, I'm in Africa
Do
now.
you
Do you know
know?
what
Yeah,
that is?
okay, so then you believe in
I asked you,
Pangea.
do you know what that is? And do you know who the people of Peru, do you know what their names were called?
You
Huh?
tell me. Don't ask me. Tell me.
I'm going
You
to
said you're
teach
going to
you.
educate me. So
They,
go
they
ahead
were
and
called,
tell me.
they were called Kashana. And guess where they came from? Son, you see?
Go ahead. Tell me.
You, I just told you, boy. Listen,
So I'm a boy, but you're not a boy.
I'm your master.
Oh, so you're my master. Oh
I
my
am the
God.
master. No,
And I
now
thought
I'm
we
your
weren't, we
God.
were trying to get away
Now,
from
now,
this.
now,
But
now I'm
anyway,
your God, and
so
I'm your
I'm gonna
Father,
tell
Son.
you
You.
in
Okay, so
19 in
here's the point I'm
1865,
making.
10 to
I'm
20,000
telling you,
Chinese
you don't.
accounted for 90% of the railroads that were built across
Okay,
the Western United
listen to
States.
me.
So you're
Listen to
telling
me.
me, because
I'm
you're
telling
talking
you
about
that
some,
for
listen, I don't
3 million
care if,
years,
listen,
for three
I don't
million
care
years,
about
I
none
can
of
make
that.
this simple.
the
We can
But
make
planet
I'm
this
was
trying to
already
simple.
tell you, we were
populated.
arguing about the
I'm
railroads.
telling you,
We
for
weren't
three
arguing about
million
nothing
years,
else.
the planet was already populated. Boy, listen.
I wanted to add one thing, brother McHale, right quick, and I step down. He was talking about Wani brought up Elijah McCoy, and he talking about how we didn't have much to do with the railroad. Well, I want to tell you, according to a scholarly source, Elijah McCoy was a black inventor who awarded over 57 patents, mostly for various kinds of steam cylinder lubricators. His basic invention, the drip cup, has been described as a key device in perfecting the overall lubrication system used in the large industry today. So without a black man, the railroad wouldn't have made it to California. It would have fucking broke down.
Mm, mm.
Lastly, according to Dr. Claude Anderson, many railroad lines actually purchase slaves as property and business equipment. Railroads use slaves to do the heavy
Say that
loading.
again.
Many railroad lines actually purchase slaves, that's black foundational black Americans, as property and business equipment. Railroads use slaves to do the heavy loading, maintain tracks for the railroad cars. With that information I gave you, sir, I humbly submit that
So
without
the transcontinental,
hold on,
listen to
I
me.
have you have one simple question.
hold on,
Everything.
hold on. Let me conclude.
Okay, go ahead.
With the information I just presented to you and gave you citation, I humbly submit that without the foundational Black American, not only would the railroad have not made it to California, it would have fucking broke down on the East Coast, and it wouldn't have been maintained in California. We are America on that on land.
The transcontinental railroad was built by Irish, okay, Black Americans,
Oh Lord.
Yeah, just
okay,
like you guys invented.
and Chinese and
Yes.
Germans.
Okay. So let's see what we
That
got
was a
here.
coercive force
Mute
of
up. Let me ask my
America,
question.
and it was not only Black foundational Americans. I love you guys. I love,
Sir,
love.
slow down. Why would they pay Irish people and all of these folks when you got people you own who's going to build it free? You own them. Make that make sense. Huh? And who's harder and better workers. That's where we got all those railroad songs. That's where country music came from, railroad songs, sir. We built different cultures from the railroad culture. We built songs off of it. There were folk tales and the
But
story of the
Tariq, for
story.
you guys to discuss.
Hold on. The story of John Henry, and there's been folklore about black railroad workers throughout history in this nation, sir. Where are the German railroad worker songs or the German legends and the Irish legends? Who's the Irish John Henry? Hmm?
So let me just tell you, when the Irish arrived in the United States, they were not viewed equal to white Americans. They were viewed equal to Black Americans. They were treated as the same. This is historical facts. Now,
Sir,
now,
no,
now,
they
wait.
weren't.
You
No, no,
for any of you guys to discount that the Chinese
no,
did
no,
not.
no. Irish indentured servants were compensated. That ain't treating them like black folks because our people were not compensated. The Irish were compensated, sir. So that's being treated different. Huh? Say something. You're
He's
not.
Googling. He's
You're
Googling.
double muting me. I'm clicking the unmute and I can't unmute.
Uh-huh.
Listen, you
Mr.
cannot
Rocco,
discount. You cannot discount the
Mr.
various
Rocco,
Americans that contributed. Now, I'm not going to take nothing away from the Black
You
Americans
can't
that
because
help. Hold on. In the West, the Chinese were the reason the transnational
no,
railroad
no,
functioned. Yes,
no.
90%
His
of the
question?
So
workers were
that
Chinese.
was
Listen,
insignificant.
I'm not even arguing for white
Sir,
people.
that's nothing to hang your hat on. They built a small section of a rail system that was already established. The hard work had already been done. Also, to get to the West, they had to go through Beckworth's Pass. Beckworth, that's a foundational Black American, James Beckworth. He was the one who helped the Easterners find a way to get over here safely to the West Coast in a timely manner. There's another foundational Black American. Sir, you're not going to escape foundational Black
Listen, the
Americans.
West does not owe.
The West does owe foundational Black Americans. You're in a state named after a Black woman. This was a state that had informal slavery. Oh, you had Black miners. You had the Black 49ers up there too during the gold rush. They brought them out here
So
too.
this is an idea that you have that California
Oh,
is after Khalifa the Queen,
uh-huh.
but you have no real documentation behind it. California is a Spanish word.
No, it's
Okay.
not, sir.
Washington,
No, it's not a Spanish
Washington
word.
is a no. You guys have it absolutely wrong, and it's
It's
funny
that,
because
sir.
you guys could look. I could tell you right here that that Lesbos, which was the island of lesbians, that's accurate. But what you're trying to say, there is no documentation to say this. Just because the
Okay,
Spanish came, look, the West was
Mr.
not
Rocco,
founded, the
Mr. Rocco,
railroads was not
I have
founded
a question to ask you
by.
before I land.
Listen, but
You
but but I,
you
I I
mentioned
am
you
going to
mentioned
say
stone
this.
tool
I'm
technology.
not going to take
What's
away
Okay, let's
stone
that
tool
Black
hold
Americans
on,
technology?
did
slow
help.
down,
What's stone?
let's slow down for a minute. Okay, he keeps saying ain't no documentation. Everybody Google this book. Okay.
So
Google
you're
it.
trusting
Listen,
Google instead of LexisNexis
Google a
real
book. I mean,
documents.
Google has information on where you can get books. Google is the easiest thing to look up right now. Why don't you look it up while I'm talking to you? There's a book written in the year 1510 by Garcia Rodriguez de Montalvo called The Adventures of Esplandian. This was a very popular book in Spain. This is where he talked about the legend of Queen Calithia, who was a big, tall, beautiful black woman on an island that they called California. All right? Google this. I'm not making this up. Everybody, you Google this. You can see this yourself. The book, you can find the book. It's an old book. All right?
So in what year was this written?
It was
It
written
was
in
hieroglyphics, is what you're saying?
1510, the year
So
1510.
somebody wrote a book to justify, which in 1492 Mexico was discovered. Before that, the Chinese had already discovered the West Coast, and you're telling me
You're just
Caliphas.
saying stuff.
Hold on, hold on,
You're
hold
just
on.
saying
No,
stuff,
no, no,
sir.
no. I'm not.
Yeah, you're just babbling, sir. You just saying what you saying ain't even
These are
making no sense.
facts.
You're just saying stuff. And California did
No, I'm
not.
not. I just.
The Chinese did not discover California. You're just saying stuff,
Are
brother McCall.
you absolutely
Brother
listen? Listen.
McCall. Brother McCall. Go ahead. Brother McCall. Go ahead, sir. Oh, brother McCall, you in here still? Well, Nikki the God. Nikki, hop in, dear.
I just have a quick question. If he could name any music that was created, any inventions, any
We're
pivotal,
not talking about
well,
music. We're
be
talking
quiet.
about the
Stay on
railroad and the
Okay,
mute.
discovery of the
don't cut
West
her
Yeah,
off.
Coast.
yeah, don't.
Don't cut her off. Do not cut her off, boy. Listen,
You're the boy here, but you keep calling me boy.
Well, he can't name any pivotal moments. I remember when Wani was teaching us about this, she was explaining different things that came about from history, just from them creating the railroads. There's nothing with the Chinese connected to music or any inventions or anything. And I'll land and I'll say this: these people, whatever work they did, it was just them being like PRN or contracted workers. They came in way after the fact. They did their inclusion in this was very small. They did very little based on what we did. And what Tariq Nasheed said was, why would you, if you own slaves, if you already own somebody, you have free labor, why would they get some Chinese people, some equal opportunity Chinese people to work right next to you? That doesn't even make sense, anything that he's saying. But I would love for him to come up with some music that was created or any type of inventions or pivotal moments in history that came about from the Chinese people working the railroads. And I'll land at that.
Thank you, beloved.
okay, beautiful. Thank you again, brother Tariq. I'll land.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Mr. Rage, for the discourse. I have one last question. You mentioned a type of stone tool technology that was discovered. What industry was that, sir?
So, are you asking what type of bone? Was it wooden? Was it bone? Was it rock? Is that the what you're asking me?
You said stone tool
So,
technology.
stone tools were discovered in Peru. They were also discovered in parts of
Mhm.
Mexico, dating back 4,000 years. Now, there's one thing
Okay.
here. Hold on.
Okay?
There's one thing. Hold on. Hold on.
What's the name?
Hold on. Hold
Okay,
on. Hold
go.
on. Hold on. Hold on. Give me
Okay,
a
go ahead.
second. If I
Okay,
could, if I may, I'm going to give
please.
credit where credit is due.
Okay.
Okay. The young man here, Tariq, mentioned that due to the Pangea continental drift, which I believe in highly, because there's no way humanity could have populated the whole planet, but just pure migration. There was people on the planet everywhere. Okay, continental drift drifted humanity across the planet. You could look at it, and common sense tells you, Africa fits into Brazil, America fits into Europe in a way, Australia fits in. This is continental drift. Okay,
Okay.
so I'm going to give credit where credit is due. Okay,
Uh-huh.
um, he said, if I'm correct, Tariq, that there was 15,000 years, if I'm correct, so that's way further from the stone tools that were found and carbon dated in these areas.
Okay.
However,
So, sir,
however, there is
Oh,
no way to discern.
slow down. Slow down. Macau, go ahead, brother.
thank you,
Okay,
dear
there was
brother.
no way to discern if
All
the
right,
the
he's finished.
bones that were
Okay.
found in the stone.
Damn. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Ragu, you
It's
said the,
Rigo, but it's okay.
you said the stone tool technology. These stone tools were how old? And what's the name of those tools?
You know what?
Hmm?
I'm right here just arguing with you guys. I don't want to have to go bring out my books
No,
and everything.
no,
I
I'm
can't I
asking.
can't tell you right now.
I'm
I'm gonna be
asking you
real
a simple
honest with you.
question.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
honest with you. I can't go out and get it right
But,
now.
okay,
I
but you
do have
said
a
they were
degree
how
in
old?
history,
How,
but
how
the
old
thing
did you
is,
say?
I'm just
I can
trying
teach
to
you.
give you
I
general
can teach you.
knowledge.
I'm going to teach you. I'm going to enlighten you, sir. How old were the tools?
Again, you want to think you're the teacher, but that's fine.
I am the teacher. I'm your master. You have to accept that.
Oh,
How,
yes,
how,
you're my
how,
master and I'm your
how,
master, and it's
okay,
okay.
you're my student and you're being initiated. How old were the tools?
I already told you between 4,000 to 5,000 years old, way before anybody came
4,000,
to the America.
five
Yeah.
thousand years old. Are you serious, sir? Let me tell
You
you
don't
this.
want to
I'm
believe
gonna
that there was somebody here in the
Okay,
Americas before you guys. Huh?
let me tell you
You
this.
you
The
you
oldest,
reject
the
continental
oldest.
drift.
Listen,
Okay.
listen to me. Listen to me. Your tongue is running fast and your mind is in neutral. Listen. The oldest stone tool technology found in the U.S. at this point, specifically off the coast of Florida, was stone tool by stone tool industry. It's called Mousterian. Are you familiar with that? Mousterian. Yes or no?
Listen, I am not here
I,
to argue
I asked you a
with you
question.
in the Socratic
This is no
method.
argument.
If you
This
want to
is a
teach
question.
and you say that you
I,
are a
I'm
teacher,
asking you
which
a
you're
question.
not, please
I'm asking
do
you a question.
explain. No, no, no.
Mousterian.
If I listen, when you
Mousterian.
teach, you
The stone
say,
tool
and then you say
technology,
what the teaching
the stone
object
tool
is.
technology that we're talking about, sir, is from Africa, period. And guess what?
Where are your anecdotic or
Guess
your
what?
cited works to show that they were
There was
African?
no such
Because
person.
we show
There was
native,
no
not
such
African.
person. I just told you. The oldest stone tool technology found in the U.S. is Mousterian. Sir, listen to me, and I'm going to land. There was no such thing as an albinoid mongoloid until possibly 8,000 years. Prior to that, they were melanated. Okay? There was no such thing as an albinoid European
So you're
until
trying to say
365.
that melanated people and hair
Mm-hmm,
differentiate the human race,
mm-hmm.
which if aliens showed up today, you would say, I'm an FBA. instead of
Okay,
saying I am
brother,
human,
brother
you would
Tariq.
say, hold on, I'm
No,
going to
no,
throw
no,
this at you.
no, no, no. You're not going to throw anything, brother Tariq. Thank you for your,
Absolutely, I would throw it to you
and I'll land,
because
brother
you
Tariq.
are
I
sitting
really
there
appreciate that.
trying
Thank
to say
Oh
something.
Lord,
thank you, brother. Thank
thank
you,
you,
brother
dear.
McCall. Okay. But Rage, Rio,
Hey,
listen.
man, I just like to have a good debate, Tariq. Don't take it
Yeah, but
personal.
you're not, no,
You
dude.
know,
No,
all
you're
of you
not,
guys don't take
sir.
it personal.
Sir, you're not bothering us because we know you're just babbling. We do this. We know you just running your mouth. We're not bothered by nothing you're saying, sir. You're making yourself and your community look very bad with all of this babbling you doing. It's not a good look for you because you're saying a bunch of gibberish. You're trying to make it seem like the Chinese were responsible for the success of the railroad systems. And if they did so much significant stuff, where are the cultures that came out of the railroad systems for them? See, we have different cultures that were born out of the railroad system, different inventions
Well,
that we
and in fact,
hold on. We have different inventions that we contributed to making the railroad systems flow more thoroughly. We created songs and music genres from the railroad system. We created the Pullman Porter culture from being on the railroads and working within the railroad system, sir. So, yeah, our history goes deep. Where's the
so
comparative
yeah,
Chinese?
I'm not going to deny you, Tariq, but I'm going to tell you right now the only thing that looks dumb is to say that no other Americans or people helped build the railroads. That was the number one thing. And the one person that does not
You
look
don't.
like they know what they're talking about is yourself. I'm not trying to.
No, because you don't come and just nail something down and then say, hey, look, I'm equal. You're not equal to what we did. We built the entire system for free, and then the Chinese were brought in later and paid to expand a very small portion of it. So it's not an equal or comparative thing. And for you to try to make it comparative, that's disingenuous. And let's go back to your complete argument. Your whole argument was like, well, foundational Black Americans, we had nothing to do with the building of California. And it was all of these other groups. That's not true because slavery was out here in California. It was informal, but they still allowed it to happen. San Bernardino, that was a slave colony. You had a very famous case of one of the enslaved people out there, Biddy Mason, she was from that colony that was brought over here by the Mormons. She had to fight for her freedom out here. If there was no slavery in California, why were there so many laws and cases where people were trying to get their freedom? Because they had the Fugitive Slave Act law that was being enacted out here. And you had foundational Black Americans who had to fight against that, sir. Why were we fighting against a fugitive slave law in California if wasn't no damn slavery going on? Come on now. We had foundational Black Americans who were coming out here becoming very wealthy, like Biddy Mason in Los Angeles, became one of the wealthiest women in the state. You had another sister up in the Bay, Mary Ellen Pleasant, another foundational Black American who was very, very wealthy, and she was funding many of these legal battles, and they were helping to get the laws and the civil rights out here in California together. That was a foundational Black American movement, sir. So you don't know who you're talking to in this
So
room.
hey, I'm going to ask you a question, Tariq. Who founded California? What was the name of the guy?
Who founded California? Well, there were the Spanish coming out here, quote unquote, discovering
Juan
things.
Rodriguez Castillo was the name of the person that discovered California and named it California.
Well, the person who,
Well, yes.
no. Well, the person who
Hmm.
was expanding across the country was a Black man named Estevanico the Moor. He was the
No,
one, yes,
no, you are
yes.
absolutely
I'm
wrong.
not
You are
wrong. No,
absolutely
the
wrong.
person,
And
no, I'm not wrong, sir. That was the person who was trekking across this nation, one of the first explorers in this country. He was working with the Spanish, and his name was Estevanico the Moor. He was jet black. And he was trekking. It took them like 8 years to walk from Florida. They walked all the way to New Mexico. Some people said they reached California. But this man, it was Estevanico the Moor who was leading the
absolutely
expedition.
wrong.
Oh, well, then who did it then? Who did it? Prove me wrong on that.
I just told you who founded the name of California in
I
the
just
West.
said the
But
person.
you're trying to
I no
say
no
that
no 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 no. I just said the person who was expanding all across this nation. One of the first foreigners
the
who was
West
who
is
was
not what you got.
who was leading the Spanish. And listen, sir, several of these explorers talked about the black negroid looking people that were in California. There's even paintings of them. You have the Mojave Indians who were jet black, the Ohlone
But they're
Indians
not
who were
black,
black.
right? According to you guys.
But according to
But
the
they're
white
not
suprem
black according to you guys.
according to the white
No,
supremacists, they
no, no,
were.
no.
Yeah,
According
yeah.
to you guys.
According to the white supremacists, they were. They were black enough. They kept calling them Negro. Huh?
No, according to you guys,
Uh,
they were not black.
Well,
And just admit that to me.
they were black enough.
Oh, so we are now. The natives in the West, we are black now, according to you guys.
Who's we?
Oh, well, listen to me.
We
The Americas in the West are Native
wait.
Americans, and I'm a Native American. I'm a
No,
mestizo. So you're
how
telling me now we are
You're no no
regarded
no
as
no 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 no. How are you a Native American with a Spanish name?
because I am one third. My grandma is one third Tarascan. My grandfather is Nawa half blood, and yes, I have a lot of European, Hispanic.
You a Mexican, all right? You're a Mexican.
So that's what you want to call me, Mexican.
You're
Do
a
you
Mexican.
understand that in Mexico, Mexican is not something that you call a race? We are so diverse. We are
Sir,
not what
you are a Mexican. Let's stop it with all of this indigenous stuff. You probably got a Negro. You got a black abuela somewhere. Let's get off this bullshit where you some Aztec warrior. Mexico was a slave colony. There was a lot of black folks down there in Mexico. Y'all like to erase that history. You probably got Negro in you. You're not no native nothing. You're Spanish and Negro somewhere. And then they start whiting up to a certain point, and that's where you are now. You tried to get white and you tried to get Anglo and you couldn't do it. So you became this fixed, dark, mulatto race to a certain degree, sir. So let's not try to do you're the Geronimo and all that shit. No, you're not. And in fact, the natives down there, the non-speaking indigenous people, you treat them like crap down there and you discriminate against them in Mexico. So you're not going to claim their heritage, sir. You are a white Hispanic. All right. Y'all try to play this three-card Monte game with ethnicity. Your
so we
license,
just found out. I just found out, and I'm gonna tell you this. Because Queen Khalifa was an Aztec princess in California.
yo, go. No, she wasn't.
Oh my
No, she
God, you're so
wasn't.
full of it.
No,
Oh
you
God.
what? Boy, you lying. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. Boy, y'all be lying, yo. No, Queen
No,
Khalifa was
man, I
not.
just
She
got the
was.
I
You know, you didn't. Queen Khalifa was not no damn Aztec warrior. You're just making shit up now.
no, not Aztec. She was a Native American from California, and you are
She was
spewing lies.
black. In the book, they kept describing her as black. Show any. Give me a
And
source.
another thing,
Give me a source. I gave you a book source and the year the book was published in Spain. Give me a source talking about she was an Aztec.
listen.
No,
It's
no,
just
because no, just like Professor Allen said, you just say stuff. You don't cite nothing. You just saying stuff. Come on now. If you're reduced to lying, just say,
come
hey,
on. The lying is not lying. The problem
yeah.
is every time I say something.
You okay? You done lied about what you are. You talking about you some damn Geronimo. You done lied. Then you lied on Queen Khalifa. You're talking about she's a damn Aztec, which she ain't. They kept describing her as a black woman. California is named after a mythological black woman. Just deal with it. Foundational black Americans were instrumental in the culture and the building of California, sir. And you had to immigrate here, sir. So what's all this we stuff? You had to immigrate here. We didn't. So what you talking about?
I didn't immigrate nowhere. I was here when the West was born.
No, you
By the
weren't. No,
way,
you weren't. No, you weren't.
yes, I
No, you
was.
weren't.
My
No, you
family's
weren't.
been
No,
here
they
since
no,
the
they
1800s.
that's
Now,
bullshit.
listen to
That's a
me.
lie. That's a
That's not
lie.
a
That's
lie.
a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie, sir. You were not here since the damn 1800s. Y'all just came over here in 1985 somewhere. Stop it. Stop lying. Let me get Love I Am in here. Stop. Love I Am, hop on in here, dude. You wouldn't have a damn Spanish name still. Hell, been here since the 1800s. Get the hell out of here. You wouldn't have a Spanish name. Love I am. Hey, beloved.
So the
Hold
Spanish
on, hold
surname that
on,
you hear
hold
is
on,
from the Strait of
hold on,
Gibraltar.
hold on.
We are from the Strait of Gibraltar. It
Man, you
means
don't shut up. Love I am. Are you here, dear?
Yes, I am.
Go ahead, beloved.
And I don't mean to discount everything that he's saying. It's just when is the last time Black Americans have learned from Latino scholars? It's not a thing.
we
Please.
invented
So
astrology,
with that
heart
being
surgeon,
said,
brain surgery.
Who?
I don't know how
Ooh,
many more the Aztecs
ooh,
invented. The Mayan, the calendar that we live by right
I would
now.
like to be able to speak
go ahead,
because
beloved.
this is ridiculous. Listen to this Spaniard, this conquistador trying to colonize a Black American conversation. You melanated humans are the original humans, you all. That has to be an agreed upon fact as we proceed with these foundational Black American conversations. It has to be agreed upon as an anthropological fact. It is. You melanated humans are the original humans because it was literally making my skin crawl when he keeps saying the Chinese, the Chinese.
Right.
Chinese is ancient Moab. These are melanated humans. So you're not going to be able to have a conversation concerning ancient anything and then disassociate it from actual melanated humans, which are Black people, you melanin, woolly hair, original humans. All these other groups are admixed groups and they did not exist. They're literally a result of the interbreeding between the original humans with certain hominid groups. So that gives a chronological time frame to when these groups came into existence. You're not going to have a conversation about ancient anywhere, ancient Asia, Africa, or the Americas, and and not be talking about the melanated humans that are the original inhabitants of all of those lands. So
So
this
you guys keep
guy
talk,
so and
Miss.
the thing is, he said he was a historian, so he has to be held accountable to the fact that the original inhabitants of Asia, China specifically, they were melanin rich humans.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And what creates melanin rich humans? If I'm just
You
gonna ask you a
melanin
question.
and pale skinned humans that you're trying to attribute all this
No,
ancient
I'm
shit
just yeah. I
to,
want to know what
the pale
contributes
skinned
to
humans,
humanity's
the pale
changes.
hen, I'll explain. In order to have pale skin, you have to have certain alleles present. The definition of allele is literally an alternative version of a gene that arises out of mutation. So, without acknowledgement that you have entire populations today that are literally the alternative version of the original populations, and the thing is, Mexico still has its dark population there.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't even make, it's totally asinine for them to get on the, bro. It's giving. I want to have a high value conversation, but then as a Black American, I have to throw in. It's giving little dick energy. Okay, he's like, I want to give you all
Small
credit.
penis, yes, baby.
He's
Whatever you
giving.
want to say to
I
make
want to give
yourself
you
feel
all.
stronger.
I don't have
But
to
it's
give. We
okay.
don't
It's
have to.
okay. It's
We don't
okay.
have to come up.
The
We don't know what it is.
humanity as a
I don't know
whole.
what it feels like to be recessive. I don't have
Okay,
to cope.
I understand
I
that,
don't know
but
what
you
it
do
feels like.
understand.
All we know is how to be the original.
No,
So when
well,
you
you
come up
can't say
here,
that either.
when you come
If
up
you
to the
believe in
stage,
continental drift and Pangea, the
when you come
humans
up
that
to the
lived in the north,
stage,
closer to the
there
North
were no
Pole
humans
or
alive
the
during
South Pole.
Pangea predates humanity by thousands of years, sir.
Yep.
The original humans are, they have U melanin. Pale skinned humans are U melanin deficient. Okay, you all have pheomelanin. You do not produce U melanin in order to have the dark hue that is the standard for humanness in the first
If you
place.
live in
And
a
so, with that
desertic
being said,
region, you will
I
have
get
darker
so
skin.
tired.
That is a
With
fact.
that being said, I get tired of people trying to project their insecurities onto melanated humanity. We don't know what it feels
At
like
the
to
end of
be
the day, we're all
recessive.
humans, though, right?
We don't know what it feels like to be recessive. So when you come in talking about how we have to make ourselves feel better, no, the people who burn in the
Nobody said
sun,
that. I'm saying
you definitely
humanity
just did you
as a
just say that
whole.
to me?
No, no,
Did you just say that to me?
humanity as a whole
You're not
has
gonna
to
have a
be
you're not
humanity.
gonna have a
There
you're
cannot
not
be.
gonna have a conversation about humanity as a whole without acknowledging that today the term human is in reference to groups
Did you guys know that the only place on
that have
earth that
I
people are
noticed that when I
treated
come to these
differently
stages
because
I'm
of the
never
skin
able
of
to
their
talk
color
long.
is
I'm never
America,
able to talk
right?
long
Because
with
we
these
put
people.
Democrats push
You
that.
don't have any information for me, sir. Trust me on that. I'm well educated on the matter. You have no information for me, which is what I'm trying to explain to
Absolutely
you
have
again. I
100%,
have
but it's okay.
never, you're not even, bro, your group is not even known for knowing shit. So
My
I have to
group
take
is
take it with a
America.
grain of
Oh
salt,
At
Lord.
the
what
end of
you're
the day,
talking
this is
about.
America.
Right.
And at the end of the
And what
day,
we
I
need to
would like to
do
be
is
able
we
to
need to
conclude.
eliminate the
I
hyphen.
just want to conclude
Nobody
along.
needs to be Black American.
I
Nobody
just want
needs
to
to be Hispanic.
conclude. I would like to conclude. Melanated humans are the original. And so you have to acknowledge that within humanity today, you have groups that have admixtures as a result of interbreeding. Per your own, per their science, they literally have acknowledged that these were non-human subspecies interbred with the original
How
humans.
many subspecies do
So
we
with
have for hominid?
so so with that being said, see, now he wants to bring into the conversation hominid. But a minute ago we were all humans.
We're all
So
humans, but the
this
you
is
say
how this is
admixture, you
how
want to push it
shrewdly
back. If
this
you
is
want to
how
push it back to
shrewdly
admixture, we could go to humanity's
this is how
admixture.
shrewdly people deal with us.
Yeah.
They won't
No,
acknowledge
there
certain
are
information.
2 to 3 admixtures to the mod.
They will not acknowledge certain information in a conversation until we bring it to the discussion.
Right.
Because
Right.
So
you guys want to push it back all the way
if we're
back.
gonna acknowledge that there were hominid groups that are not direct ancestor of human, they actually have shared ancestry, not direct ancestry. With that being said, there are only certain groups in this human population today that have those direct ancestors. Those were non-human subspecies. So if you're going to have a conversation about the admixture, then you're going to have to acknowledge that there is a chronological time frame for when these human groups, quote unquote, because they even acknowledge that they are mankind, came into existence.
Yeah. They
With that
did.
being said, I'm gonna land because I understand I'm taking up space.
There you go, dear.
Melanated humans are the
I appreciate
original
your debate. I appreciate your
melanated.
debate.
Bro, we're not, bro. You're not on my level.
It doesn't matter.
Melanated
No, actually,
Hold on.
melanated humans, you melanated humans specifically, are the original humans and the original inhabitants of every continent. And that's my premise. And you're not going to find someone, not even an anthropologist, that's going to refute that fact. So when he keeps saying the original inhabitants of China, what was formerly Eurasia, that whole area, they were richly melanated.
Hmm.
So you're not going to be able to get around that in the
so they
conversation.
became a little bit light.
There you go. All right. Thank you, beloved. Thank you, love I am. Thank you, dear.
Thank you for your time, Tariq. I just enjoyed the debate,
But
and
but
it
but
doesn't matter what she says. And I
but
mean about not being on the level. I
but
like
you
to
have to. But
think
you
that
have
we
to.
could all
Okay.
debate and talk and reach a common goal.
But
And again,
you.
thank you for your time. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. But you got to speak truth to power. Yeah, all right.
Oh, I try, and
Okay.
then I stir it up. That's why they call me raging.
Right.
But
But don't be
it's
lying.
okay.
But don't be
It's
lying.
okay.
Yeah. Because you get to lying, and that's just bad faith. You don't
Well,
want to be
I
a
don't
liar.
really lie.
Yeah, you do.
I
You
don't really
lied.
lie. Everything I told you was true.
No, it
But
wasn't.
if you choose to not accept it, that's your choice to believe the truth that you want to be the
No,
truth.
but when
And
you
those are
but when you lose, have some dignity when you lose.
I did not
Yes,
lose.
you did.
That's
And
the
just because you get spanked, don't mean you have to resort to lying because you've done that several times. You just,
absolutely did not lose.
sir, you lost very badly. You lost. It's okay. And sometimes you take L's. You're probably used to it. But you talking about your family's been here since the 1800s. That's it. you really lost with that one. When you start saying stuff like that, come on now. You just let it go. It's, if you lose, you lose. Just don't be saying anything. That's just saying
Some
anything.
people can actually trace their ancestry, and I have
Not
the
here.
gift to actually have that.
Not
And
here.
my family was in Texas in the 1800s. If you don't
Oh,
believe me,
I don't
that's
believe that.
okay.
No, I
And
don't
no,
believe
you
that.
don't have to. You don't have to.
No,
It's
because see, you're
okay.
trying to be slick. Because Texas was controlled by Mexico, so you're trying to play that game. I can see your little angle. Nah, I don't even believe they were in
You could
Texas.
say that too. We were
Right,
there when it was Mexico. Yes, we
right.
were.
That's where you're trying to go with
That's
it.
fine.
Yeah, that's what you're trying. No, no. So that
That's
ain't no.
fine too,
You
Tariq.
know you immigrated here,
Love you
sir.
anyway, my
All
man.
right, there you go. Get your
All
lying
right,
ass up
man.
out of
But I
here.
enjoyed the
There
thing.
you go. Get your lying ass out of here. See, I knew where he was going to try to go when he just. It wasn't no, you weren't over here in the damn 1800s. Yeah, when first of all, Mexico controlled California for like 27 years. It wasn't that damn long, so there wasn't a generational group of Mexicans out here like that. See, you better know they don't know who the hell they talking to. Come on now. Spain controlled California for like a century, damn near. Spain, not Mexico. It was Spain. That's why they called it New Spain. And Mexico only had it for 27 years. And then the war went down and they quickly lost that territory to the US. And then a lot of people had to go back deep down in Mexico, and then they had to get black people to secure the border. That's when the John Horse and the Black Seminoles and people like that came in. They needed foundational black Americans to secure the border. I could have went deep into the history of black folks down there in Mexico. I could have went into that. He ran off. See, that's why history is knowing and understand history so we can debunk them damn babbling ass lies. That's very important.
Work in the after.